Hello and welcome back to Nunchucks, where I'll be giving you 5 reasons why nunchucks are a terrible weapon. If you find yourself asking, Linus, your entire channel is based on nunchucks and swords, why on earth would you be saying that nunchucks are a terrible weapon? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I already made a video on 5 reasons why nunchucks are an awesome weapon. And if you're interested in that, then be sure to check out that video with the link in the description below after I tell you some of the reasons why they're terrible first. Reason number 1 is that nunchucks are surprisingly illegal in quite a lot of places. There are very many countries and jurisdictions where nunchucks are completely banned and are not allowed to be sold. This makes nunchucks a terrible weapon because if you're not allowed to own them or legally use them, then you're either not going to have any nunchucks around you when you need them or end up in jail for a lot of years. Obviously, both of these scenarios are not optimal, making nunchucks a terrible weapon. The next reason is because nunchucks are difficult to use. The likelihood of you accidentally harming yourself with nunchucks is quite high, especially if you're not very experienced. This makes them a pretty bad weapon if you need them in a pinch. If you end up fumbling or accidentally injuring yourself with nunchucks as you're trying to defend yourself, it will make them a very ineffective weapon. Reason number 3 is that they're not that easy to carry. Even though they're relatively small, they're still quite a bit of weight. And if you want to carry them on your person, then they're pretty heavy and impractical to carry. If you do decide to carry them in a bag, then you'll have to tell the attacker to wait a second while you pull out your nunchucks from a bag in order to then defend yourself, which is also very impractical. Reason number 4 is that the most unique feature of nunchucks, which is the chain or string, is also its biggest weakness. At the chain or string, there is the least amount of momentum, allowing any attacker to disarm you by grabbing onto that portion of the chuck. This is quite obvious because in order to spin nunchucks, what you're basically using is this front portion to hold on to the nunchuck so that you do not hurt yourself. Because this is the portion of the nunchuck that will hurt. So if the attacker goes for this top portion of the nunchuck, then he'll be able to disarm or disable your nunchucks quite quickly. Reason number 5 is that nunchucks are just not as effective as other types of weapons. For instance, you will never win with nunchucks against a sword or a gun because those are much more effective. The actual use cases where nunchucks will serve to your advantage are extremely limited and basically only come up in movies. In most real-life situations, nunchucks will not help you in any way. They might even harm you by preventing you from doing other things like running away faster. It may look awesome in the movies, but the real world is unfortunately not the movies, making nunchucks a pretty impractical weapon to actually use. So because nunchucks are illegal in a lot of places, can pose a danger to yourself if you don't know how to use them, and are generally very hard to use, they are impractical to carry, have a weakness which is the chain part of the nunchuck, and are not as effective as other weapons, making them a pretty useless weapon. However, if you disagree with this list, then be sure to check out my other video on 5 reasons why nunchucks are awesome. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of my reasons. So I hope that you found this video cool. If you still really enjoy nunchucks and want to learn some stuff, be sure to check out my variety of tutorials that I have on my channel.